city of Lagos, Amara Okafor believed she had the perfect marriage. Her husband, David Okafor, was a successful businessman. He was charming, hardworking, and always made sure their home was filled with laughter. To outsiders, they looked like the ideal couple. Every morning, Amara woke up early to prepare breakfast before David left for work. She loved taking care of him, and David always thanked her with a warm smile. But one morning, something felt different. As they sat at the dining table, David's phone rang. The moment he saw the caller ID, his smile disappeared. His face suddenly looked tense and worried. Without finishing his breakfast, he stood up. "I have an urgent meeting," he said quickly before rushing out of the house. Amara watched him leave, confused. Something about his behavior did not feel right. Little did she know that her life was about to change forever. Later that afternoon, the doorbell rang. When Amara opened the gate, she saw a tired-looking woman standing outside with a small boy beside her. The woman looked nervous and hesitant. "Please," she said softly, "is this David Okafor's house?" Amara frowned slightly but nodded. "Yes, I'm his wife." The woman took a deep breath before saying something that made Amara's heart skip. "My name is Kemi, and I need to speak to David." Before Amara could respond, the little boy beside Kemi pointed at the house excitedly. "Mommy, that's Daddy's house." Amara froze. Her eyes slowly moved from the boy to the woman. At first, she thought she had misunderstood. But when she looked closely at the child's face, her heart began to pound. The boy looked exactly like David. Same eyes, the same smile, same face. Trying to remain calm, Amara invited them inside. Inside the living room, the tension in the air was heavy. Finally, Amara asked the question that was burning inside her heart. "Why does your son look like my husband?" Kemi lowered her head in shame. Her voice trembled as she began to speak. 7 years ago, before you married David, he and I were in a relationship. When I became pregnant, he said he was not ready to be a father. Amara felt the world spinning around her. All the memories of her happy marriage suddenly felt like lies. Just then, the front door opened. David had returned home. The moment he saw Kemi and the boy sitting in his living room, his face turned pale. He looked like a man who had just seen a ghost. "David," Amara said slowly, her voice shaking. "Do you know them?" Before David could answer, the little boy jumped up and ran toward him. "Daddy." The room fell silent. Amara felt her heart shatter into pieces. Tears filled her eyes as she turned toward her husband. "You lied to me all these years," she whispered. David tried to explain. He admitted the truth. The child was his. He said he had been afraid to tell Amara because he thought she would leave him. But the damage had already been done. Feeling betrayed and heartbroken, Amara packed her bag that night and left the house. She traveled to her mother's village, hoping to find peace. Her mother, Mama Ngozi, listened carefully as Amara poured out her pain. After a long silence, the elderly woman spoke gently. "My daughter, the child did not create this problem. He is innocent." Amara knew her mother was right, but forgiving David felt impossible. Days passed. Finally, Amara made a decision. She returned to Lagos. When she entered the house, David looked shocked and relieved at the same time. But before he could say anything, the little boy ran toward her with a bright smile. Amara. Something inside her heart softened. She knelt down and hugged him. Then she turned to David. I am not ready to forgive you yet, she said honestly. But I will try. For the sake of this child. For the first time in many days, hope returned to David's face. Their family was broken, but perhaps it could still be repaired. Because sometimes, even the deepest secrets cannot destroy a love that is willing to heal. And sometimes, forgiveness becomes the beginning of a brand new story.